Hey everyone, welcome to the Raw Reset and to another fabulous raw recipe. Today's recipe is inspired by Taco Bell's Crunchwrap Supreme. Now, it's hard to make things really crunchy on a raw food lifestyle, but I'm going for the inspired taste and textures of the Crunchwrap Supreme without maybe so much crunch. So it's super satisfying, super flavorful. This recipe is totally versatile. You can use the ingredients in it for other raw recipes. So it's a great recipe. I hope you guys absolutely love it. And so let's get into making it. All right, everyone, we're going to get started on our wraps. Now, you obviously need wraps to make this. So I will link a video that I just made above for you, which includes 3 Mexican wraps in there. We're going to use 2 different kinds of wraps today. This one is the jalapeno wrap that I made. So that one is going to be for our outside. And then we're also going to use the chipotle wrap that I made for the inside. And that is in the dehydrator right now, crisping up. Those are the wraps we're going to use. Now, you don't have to use these wraps. You can use any wraps you want. Amazon sells some pre-made raw wraps, which are these right here. Now, is that going to taste like this wrap? No. No, it's not. But you can use whatever wraps you want. You can also use collard greens if you want to, or you could just use the recipes from the insides of our wrap for other recipes too. Like I said, it's really versatile, this recipe. So I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So we're going to start by making our meat. So our meat is going to consist of the walnuts and the pecans, and then all of this stuff here, which includes onion powder, garlic powder, regular paprika, some sea salt, some lime juice, some tomatoes, some grape tomatoes, some garlic, about a quarter of an onion, some sun-dried tomatoes, and a little bit of jalapeno. So that'll be our meat mixture. So I'm going to get this all ready here and show you how we make the meat part. All right, guys, so I've strained our walnuts and pecans, and those are just going to go in my little handy dandy. I love this little thing, this little food processor. It's really handy dandy, I call it. And then we're going to put a little bit of jalapeno. I'm going to say maybe a half, maybe a quarter of the jalapeno. I don't want it super spicy. And this wrap does have jalapenos in it already in the tortilla. So I'm just going to put that in there. And then we're going to put our tomatoes, about a handful of grape tomatoes, or you can use whatever tomatoes you want, small tomatoes, cocktail tomatoes, or whatever. And then I'm just going to chop this up a little bit. This garlic, so 1 clove of garlic. All right, and then we're going to put our onion in there. And that was about a quarter of an onion. We're going to do a squeeze of lime juice. So squeeze of half of a lime juice, or a squeeze of half of a lime. If I can open this. All right, and then now this is sun-dried tomatoes in oil. If you don't want to do the oil, you can just soak some regular ones and use those just fine. So I'm going to do 5 of these. All right, and then we're going to add our seasonings. We're going to do a half teaspoon of paprika. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of onion powder. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to do a little bit of salt. I'll do a half teaspoon of salt. All right, now we're going to give this a buzz, and we're going to break it down to make a meat-like texture. All right, we're going to give it a taste. Needs a little bit more salt. Just going to do a pinch more. All right, everything looks pretty broken down and meaty. I'm going to give it a taste. That's really good. Okay. You taste the onion and the jalapeno. Really good. All right, we're going to set this aside for a minute. Let that hang out while we make our cheese sauce. All right, guys, we're going to get started on our cashew sauce, which is our nacho cheese sauce for our wrap. So I have my soaked cashews here. I'm going to put them in the little bullet blender. All right, and then we need a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Now, if you don't use yeast, that's fine. You can leave that out. We're going to put about a quarter of a red bell pepper. We need a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And we need a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And that's literally just for color. So if you don't want to put that in, you don't have to. And then a little bit of water. It couldn't be easier. All right, let's get that buzzed up. All right, guys, we'll give it a taste and see what it needs or if it needs anything. Needs a little more water. That's exactly what you guys are looking for. It looks so nacho cheesy. Okay, next step, we're gonna build our wrap. All right, guys, let's build our wrap. So we're gonna start with our meat mixture in the middle. Some of our cheese sauce. Yum. Now I took the chipotle wrap from the video that I linked above for my 3 Mexican wraps, and I cut the center out of it using a coconut bowl. I used that to cut it out in the center, and then I dehydrated that to make a crispy tortilla. Now you guys can use these for little taco shells if you wanted to. So those wrap recipes really are very versatile too. So I'm going to place that in the middle. I'm going to put a little more cheese sauce. I'm going to put some tomatoes and some butter lettuce. And we're going to fold this in. Now you can dehydrate this if you wanted to, make it a little bit more crispy on the outsides, but you can totally eat it as is. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this and take a taste. All right, guys, I have it all plated and ready to go. So I have my Crunchwrap Supreme, and with the leftover tortilla or wrap that I made, the chipotle wrap, I turned that into little chips. So the outside that I cut from the bowl, the remainder that was left around, I turned it into little chips with nacho cheese sauce. So you can not waste that too and make little chips out of it. So I'm going to take a taste of this wrap and see if it's good. It looks delicious. Mm. That wrap is delicious. The walnut meat is absolutely delicious. That cheese sauce is absolutely delicious. I think you guys are going to absolutely love this recipe. And who knew you could make a raw version of a Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme? Who knew? But you can. So the possibilities are endless with raw food. So we just made a healthy, raw version of a very unhealthy meal. So I hope you guys absolutely love it. Again, it's very versatile. You can use it for tacos, make a raw burrito, make raw taquitos, make a raw enchilada stack, which I might make next for you guys. Please leave in the comments if you guys have any requests for meals. I love creating new things. And thanks again for supporting my channel and being here. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the raw vegan lifestyle or curious about how to get started, you can download my free Raw Reset beginner guide in the comments below. And you can also join me in Jillian Berry's Club Raw for lots of support, accountability, and much, much more. So that link is down below as well. Thanks again for watching. God bless you guys.